The idea was to take this children's microscope that has 3 different settings: 900 times, 300 times, 600 times, and to add an LED to it so that it would light from the top, and that way it could be used for looking at SMD components in electronics work. So I've added the LED in there, and I wired it in. I picked a resistor that limits the current. So there's the LED, it's lighting up. I turned off the LED that's at the bottom, that's designed to shine through the plates, with media for regular microscope use. But I've did it by installing a switch, and so I can turn on the bottom LED if I need to. And I swapped out the regular batteries power to a LiPo power, and like I said, put in the LED. But unfortunately, the LED, it sits in the middle between the lenses, between these different attachments, and so the lenses cast a shadow, and so the light actually doesn't really reach the surface of the SMD components. So I would need to do some modifications to it and maybe add more LEDs to deal with the shadow, or move this one somewhere. Basically, it seems like it needs to be closer, but the thing is that these attachments, these lenses, they unscrew. They're not permanently attached, so I don't really want to glue an LED to them, but I may have to do that. So, and one interesting thing about this microscope is that, you can look through the viewfinder, or you can flip this, switch, and there is a lens that redirects the output to this matte surfaced screen. So you could actually look at the screen and move things around underneath the lens. Unfortunately, the microscope is actually too powerful to look at SMD components, the labels. Only one setting, on only the lowest setting, I am able to actually see something. And also, being a children's microscope, it's not really all that good quality. It's not in focus. The image is fuzzy because the lenses are plastic and the viewfinder is plastic, and so you don't really end up with very sharp image that you are looking at. And the trick with powering this LED was that these attachments are rotating. So there is a spring and a metal ball that locks in each position and place. So what I did is I added metal plates into each hole, into each depression for the ball, and wired them together, and then passed the middle electrode through the screw that keeps this the circular piece rotating around its axle. And so I've added, because I need everything stationary. And then I routed the wires, drilled a hole, routed the wires from the LED through this arm and into the base where the power is. And I left the bottom LED that's originally there still attached. I just added a switch to turn it off so that it's not shining into the lens, and washing out what I'm trying to look at. It's actually pretty hard to position what you want to look at under the microscope, because like I said, the resolution is just so high that you can't really make sense of what you're looking at, and you can't really understand which direction you want to move in. In any case, that was interesting. That was an interesting thing to try and build, but like I said, there's shadow. I may want to try to address that and see if I can still use it at lowest setting, if it's still usable, or I may have to abandon it. Okay, that's it for now. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, let's see if I can demonstrate how it works. So I have a little battery management system PCB board here with two ICs on it. So we can try to look at the ICs through the microscope. I'm going to try to put the phone camera to the viewfinder and see if I can record that way. So give me a second. The phone camera is too far from the viewfinder, so it ends up recording some kind of light reflection. But you can see that I'm moving the PCB underneath, and there is an image, but it's out of focus. If I try to adjust the focus, and you see that the shadow from the attachments that's cast, the closer I try to move into the PCB, the darker it gets, the more of a shadow gets cast. But otherwise, that was the idea, and it hasn't really worked out so far, but maybe I will still be able to do something with this. Okay, thanks. Bye.